Hi, everyone, and welcome to Mood and Metabolism, a Women in the Round sponsorship. And we're a collective community where we're really hosting your questions. Hello, Dr. Laurel. Welcome again to help us through some of the clinicians' aspects and your views on these things. Welcome.
So happy to be here. Thank you.
Well, today's question we have is, I feel like I'm stuck in a plateau. What could be causing this stuckness, this lack of movement in weight loss? I follow a diet. This person did have several consults with nutritionists and dietitians and all sorts of things. So maybe we could troubleshoot that and just see what are some of the things when patients come to you with this idea that, oh, my weight just won't budge. What is it that you do, if you don't mind? It's a big question because I know there's a lot that we can do, and but what do you like? Just help us out here. I want to answer
Yeah.
the question because someone took the time to write in.
Yeah, and so often it is a case like what this person's talking about where they've already like made healthy choices and they've cut back their calories a little bit and maybe they've even looked at a book like your overnight diet one and understand the benefit of fasting overnight and the benefits there. But there's something deeper going on and so they need to consult a clinician like me. And I'm literally going through this checklist in my mind. I'm like, okay, which of these are more significant for this person? Are we needing to look at stress in their adrenal health, their thyroid health, insulin resistance and the risk of prediabetes? Are we needing to consider their total toxic load? And then finally, what's happening with their gut microbiome? Because depending on the person, one or more of these things could be undoing all the good work they're doing with their healthier diet.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the gut microbiome because I had done some research reading it. Remember when we did that seminar together, that webinar, where the diversity in the gut microbiome can really affect weight loss? How does it affect weight loss, you may ask? Well, we know that the gut microbiome connects to the entire nervous system, and that diversity can really affect the way we absorb nutrients or don't absorb nutrients. And that's something that you talk about too when we're deficient for our thyroid, for example, deficient in certain nutrients. Thyroid, again, I'm bringing that up, everyone, because that really affects metabolism. So if these nutrients aren't getting absorbed in the gut, they're going to affect other organ systems. I'm just using as an example thyroid, and you're going to get stuck in a plateau. So so you do a lot of testing for people to pinpoint it, and then you offer a protocol, I would assume, once that gets reestablished. Want to just talk a little bit about that for us?
Sure, and the goal is kind of to like look at the overall picture of their symptoms and figure out if one or more of these systems is likely where you're stuck. If your stress levels through the roof, we're going to, recommend that they work on their stress, and we're going to support the adrenals. So there's a whole host of things we might do depending on which of these systems need to be optimized. And there's some basic things that people can do on their own too to make sure some of these systems are optimized. Like if they're suspecting their gut health, starting with a high quality probiotic. There's even a few probiotics out there that are associated with some weight loss benefits. It might not be enough on its own, but we can, start doing things to optimize these body systems to get back in balance.
Yeah, I always like to suggest to clients, give me your diary. And usually I can see if they give me a real, accurate diary, I can see where things are placed, what's going on. But today, so many people are, they're on so many different things. The food chain has been affected, as you had mentioned in other episodes, how we have toxin buildup. It's not the end of the world. We just have to adapt now and not necessarily accept what is, but acknowledge what is. So acknowledge where you are, acknowledge what the problems are. And if they go to someone like you, for example, get those tests done to see where is the issue stemming from. And those issues usually have a deep rooted root. And like with, for example, you mentioned stress. Stress does affect everything. It affects everything. And we are all under stress just by the current climate of what's going on in the world. We're not immune to it. We're all connected, each and every one of us. It's the whole idea of this community is to be connected, and we all are. So the key is to really work with ourselves at the at all levels and then move through that. Is there anything else that you'd like to say before we close?
Oh yeah, just exactly. Be patient with yourself, take little steps in all of these areas to strengthen those weak systems. Don't overhaul your life all of a sudden and make that be another stress for you. Just go
And
easy.
yeah, and acknowledge where you are and be okay. It is okay. And there are people I would work with you, Dr. Laurel would work with you just to help out and see where you are. There's nothing that can't be helped and healed as far as I'm concerned. It's we can all work together on these things. Hope this helps. And again, if you enjoyed the episode and you enjoyed the several episodes, please subscribe and you'll get a fresh new episode when we record your questions. And please, we do look forward to your questions. It's your questions and comments that actually keep us going. So please continue to send them in. We will have show notes. You can get a hold of Dr. Laurel or myself. And until next time, stay calm, stay strong, and most of all, stay happy.